One Piece has just gotten interesting and mind-blowing as red-haired Shanks paid full revenge on Barto Club for burning his flag, the Straw Hat's disappearance, and Blackbeard's satisfaction over the capture of Navy hero Garp. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe and turn on notification for new videos. The story begins as Yamato was seen eating soba in Kuri. The female attendant tells Yamato that her workmates have disappeared. The scene cuts to Elbaf ship where the Straw Hat crew, giants, and others continued with party and celebration. Oimo and Kashii explained that after what happened in Water 7 2 years ago, they went to Little Garden to greet Dorry and Brogy. They found them punching because their weapons were destroyed after using Hakoku to defeat the Island Eater. Oimo and Kashii realized that Dorry and Brogy can never finish their fight to the death without weapons, so they convinced their bosses to come back to Elbaf and get new weapons first before continue fighting. Nami asked if they will continue with their duels. Dorry and Brogy replied, "Most definitely." As Nami was about to speak in doubt, Usopp intercepted saying, "Hey Nami, didn't you learn anything from Little Garden?" Luffy spoke out, "Tell her Usopp, make her understand." After sipping some sake, Sanji declares that the alcohol they are drinking is pretty strong. One of the giants replied him, "It's an absinthe called Green Fairy. You must be very careful because it can even cause hallucinations." At the side of the ship that's a bit calm and quiet, Bonnie sit on Kuma's lap, and we can see a little smile on Kuma's face. Bonnie spoke out in joy. "Daddy, now we can finally watch the horizon together." The scene then shifts to Galter Island, the island where 1 month ago Bartolomeo burned Shanks' flag in a cover story. Bartolomeo was beaten up by the red-hair pirates, and now he's tied up kneeling before Shanks. Shanks spoke out that if he forgives Bartolomeo for this, the power of red-hair pirates' flag would drop, and all islands and friends where his flag waves will be in danger. Bartolomeo apologizes to him in tears, declaring that Shanks is absolutely right. He said, "I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. I didn't even think of that. I just went ahead and did something stupid out of ignorance." As he was apologizing, Hongo walks in and gave Bartolomeo a little bottle proclaiming that it's a very deadly poison. You have 1 month to make Straw Hat Luffy drink it. Bartolomeo was shocked. Hongo declares that whoever drinks it will die from immense pain with blood bursting out of their body. Your boss must take the responsibility for what you did. The restrained Barto Club pirates shouted out in regret, "That's too cruel, Luffy and the other senpais have nothing to do with this." Suddenly, Bartolomeo grabs the bottle of poison with his mouth and drinks it himself. The Barto Club pirates were shocked and shout out of desperation spoke out, "No, boss! You're gonna be covered in blood and die." Bartolomeo replied, breathing hard, "This is how it should be." Shanks and Beckman observed the scene next to Hongo while Bartolomeo talks in tears. Bartolomeo continued saying, "Luffy senpai didn't give us his flag or his brother cup to bear them. We just took them on our own. So it has nothing to do with him. I don't want even a second of senpai's precious time to be wasted on the likes of us. This is just another incident of a scoundrel who foolishly challenges a Yonkou and paid the price for it. It's hardly newsworthy." Bartolomeo continued to speak in regret, saying that he wanted to see Luffy senpai become the Pirate King. But now, he won't see it because he's an idiot. With this regret and sorrow in the atmosphere, a twist of fate smiled. Luckily for Bartolomeo, what was inside the bottle was not poison, and Shanks lets them go. As going Luffy senpai sails away from the island at full speed, Bartolomeo tells Gambia that he thought Shanks was a terrifying man because of his Yonkou status, but now he has discovered Shanks is very naive. At the same time, we can see Shanks is smiling in the Red Force. Beckman approaches to talk to his captain. He said, "What are you grinning about, boss?" Shanks replied, "It just brings me joy to think Luffy has someone that cares so much for him." Then Yasopp appears behind Shanks and Beckman and aims his rifle at going Luffy senpai. Yasopp spoke, "All right, boss, move out of the way. Business is business." Yasopp then shoots and destroys Bartolomeo's ship in a huge explosion, and we can see Luffy's figurehead destroyed. Cut to Hachinosu. Blackbeard has returned and is now in a meeting with his friends. Pirates in Hachinosu are on fire and ready to go for the One Piece with Teach. Pizarro is controlling the giant skull that has some bandages due to Garp and Kobe attacks. San Juan Wolf is helping with island reconstruction. He's replacing buildings to their original location, but at the same time, he's destroying more buildings because of his size. Blackbeard is very angry at Pizarro for letting Kobe and Moria escape. Kobe was very important to negotiate with the world government and Marines, but at the same time, he's very happy because Kuzan managed to capture Garp. Teach spoke out in joy, "Well, isn't that amazing?" Pizarro replied, "Yeah, see, Teach? The value went up." Kuzan added, "To be precise, I intended to kill him, but he survived." Teach answered, "A job well done, Kuzan. I can't think of anyone else who could have gotten him." Kuzan commented, "Well, it took most of me to just get near." The scene then tilted dramatically to the prison where Garp was held captive, and we can see that Garp is covered in bandages and tied up with a lot of chains in a dark cell. Pudding is also in the meeting. She's forced to sit on Blackbeard's side, while he says that they even got the three-eyed girl, too. Then Blackbeard calls to Luffy. He's at Navy's company Umit shipping headquarters. A quick reminder, Umit is one of the emperors of the underworld and one of the guests in Big Mom's tea party. Lafitte is observing the Revolutionary Army movements to cut off supply to Mary Joieuse, and we can see some burning ships in the port. Teach laughed hard and then spoke. "Now don't let all the fun make you forget about the preparation." Lafitte replied, "Leave it to me." Meanwhile, Caribou, Katarina Devon, and Van Auger arrive at Hachinosu. Pizarro grabs the ship with Island Giant Arm to take it directly to the meeting. Finally, the scene then shifted to Elbaf ship sailing on the sea, as narrator speaks that it's only been 2 days since they departed Egghead. And there is a reason why they still haven't arrived at Elbaf, despite being accompanied by the Great Eric, the ship of Giant's pirates. It's revealed that after everyone woke up from their drunken sleep, the Thousand Sunny, with Luffy, Zoro, Nami, Usopp, Sanji, and Chopper, suddenly disappeared. People who are still present on Elbaf ship are the Giants Jinbei, Frankie, Robin, Lilith, Bonnie, and Brooke. Everyone was in suspense and worried. Dorry and Brogy spoke out, "We must find them! We can't return to Elbaf like this." Robin replied using her dark humor, saying, "Perhaps they're reduced to pieces by a fish." Frankie shouted in despair, "Stop that! The fishes around here are so big that it might actually be true! Where did you go, Luffy?" In the last page of the chapter, Nami hears someone telling her to wake up. Maybe it's Luffy, but we can't see that person in this chapter. When Nami woke up in shock and surprise, she finds herself alone in a huge room made with Lego pieces, and she's wearing a Viking warrior outfit, kind of like RPG Game Warrior, maybe an Elbaf costume, and she's carrying a sword on her back. The chapter ends. Please subscribe to my channel for more videos and support me by buying me coffee. Thanks!